Hey guys, this is Kerry, and in this video we're going to be learning our first lesson of JavaScript. And in order to do that, we're going to be creating this website. So let me preview it for you so you see the functionality that we're going to be designing today. Alright. Oh my gosh! So I refreshed the page and I got a nice pop-up here, some interactability for the first time. Congratulations! Wow, that's so exciting! I wonder what happened. Oh, I'm the 1,000th visitor to this page! Oh my god! What exciting news. Okay, I guess they need to know my name since I'm so important as the 1,000th visitor. Oh, congratulations, and they know my name, Carrie. That's so cool. Wow, they responded to me. I wonder what's gonna happen. Okay, Carrie, you've won $1 million. I'll never have to teach again. Okay, all they need is my bank information to transfer this money to me. Okay, let me just give them my bank number. Oh my gosh. We're routing $1 million to your account. If you don't see it in 3 days, please contact us at that number. Okay, awesome. Cool, I feel really good about that. All right, so that is kind of the functionality that we're going to be designing in this website. Now to preview it one more time, just to highlight a couple of things that you might not have been thinking about as we went through that script. The first thing you notice is we've got these pop-ups, and they have one option, OK. So we're going to learn how to make these pop-ups today with just the one option, OK. Now, in general, this isn't a great way to interact with our users because users don't really like pop-up boxes. You probably think about that in your own life. But it does actually make it a little bit easier for our first lesson in JavaScript. This is going to be the same functionality, right? It's the same type of thing, different message, same type of thing with one option, OK. Now here we see something new. This one actually has a slot for me to fill in stuff. So this time let me go with a different name. I'll go with my dog's name, Sky. So they're really excited for Sky. And here's something interesting. This is that first type of box, no input field here, just the OK. But what's interesting is that they kind of know how to fill in our name. And I think that that's worth thinking about. Sky, you have won $1 million. All we need is your bank account information. It's the same type. Okay, this is one of those prompt boxes that asks us to fill in the answer to a question, to a prompt. So Sky, what is your bank account number? And so here we can put a number. And this is, again, one of those alert boxes where it's just alerting us with some information like, hey, the only thing you can do is just say OK here. We press OK. All right, so how do we build this website? Well, we're going to go to REPL.it, and we're going to create a new REPL. This one is going to be in our same programming language, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And we're going to call this one Pop-Up Scam. And we'll create this new REPL. All right, so a couple things to highlight that we're going to use to make today simpler. One thing to highlight is the actual web page itself has nothing on it. Now you might think, well, when I'm done with the JavaScript, maybe I'll build a web page here that has like some flashing congratulations banner or something like that. But we're not going to be building a website. And because we're not building the HTML part of the website, we're also not going to need the CSS part of the website. We're going to be focused exclusively today on JavaScript. So the way that we can link in our JavaScript file here, script.js, to our HTML file, is we'll see this line of code right here in the body. And what this says is, okay, we're going to be inserting some JavaScript. That's why we have these script tags. And the source of that JavaScript is going to be the file named script.js. And so it looks in the folder here. Oh, hey, look, script.js is right there. So any JavaScript that we type here will be loaded into our HTML file because of this line of code right there. All right, so to make sure that everything is working as planned, let's start by alerting our first message, which should be a congratulations. So one thing that you'll notice is that there are some words in JavaScript that already have meaning attached to them. This is what we call like the syntax, the vocabulary of the programming language. So if we want to pop up this first box here, congratulations, there's a little code word in JavaScript that actually does that all for us. It's called alert. So our first line of code in JavaScript is going to say to alert out, and then we have to tell it alert out. And here, let me show you a problem first. So if we want to alert out congratulations, let's see what happens. I press run, and I get some error message down here. It says, congratulations is not defined. And the reason why is, alert is defined. This code word actually has meaning in JavaScript. This code word is not defined. It has no meaning. But we really don't want to treat it as like a code word that does something programmatically. We want to treat this as just the word congratulations. So what we do instead is we type congratulations inside of these quotes. And that will make the programming language say it as, oh, this is the word congratulations, not some secret code word with functionality that does something. Now if we press run, we get our congratulations method here. However, I find that for previewing these, I actually prefer to have the code open in one side and the website itself actually open either in another tab or on the other side of my window. So I like to keep them side by side like this instead of using the run function over here. All right, so alert, congratulations. And what we get is an alert. This is what that's called with the OK option, called congratulations. All right, well then the second thing that we get here is congratulations, you are the 1,000th visitor to this page. So it's going to be the same functionality. Alert, you are the 1,000th visitor to this page. Does your scam site have to be exactly the same as mine? No, you guys are much more creative than that. Let me just add some punctuation there. I can add things into this script, change it up. You should be creative with yours and make your scam your own scam here. But make sure you have alerts, and then there's going to be one more feature that we're going to include as well. Now you'll notice that similar to CSS, I didn't say this before, but at the end of every line of code here, we put a semicolon. JavaScript is a pretty tough language to break, so you may be able to get away without putting the semicolons, but it does make the code a lot clearer to read because it shows the end of the line. And for some JavaScript lines of code, you will need the semicolon, so we're going to get in the habit of putting it at the end of every line of code. All right, so now we've got 2 alerts. Let's see if that works as planned. Okay, this is the old one, so I'm going to minimize that. I don't think I need that as a reference anymore. Congratulations, you are the 1,000th visitors page. It's great. Now, this is an example of outputting information to the user. So right here, alert just outputs things. It tells the user stuff. But if we want to get their bank account number and their name, we need to allow the user to input in stuff as well. So we need to modify our alert here and use a different kind of code word in JavaScript to get the information that we're looking for. Now I can put as many blank lines as I want. Because I'm introducing something new here, I'm just going to put a blank line to space it out so you can see it better. If we want to get information from the user, we're going to use a different code word called prompt. And you don't have to memorize these code words, but eventually you'll find that you do. So when we say prompt, it's going to do something similar to alert. This is a built-in code word of the JavaScript language. And what this does is it asks the user a question. So here we go. The most basic question is, what is your name? All right, so let's load this up. Congratulations. You're the 1,000th visitor to this page. And notice that the box type is different here. And that comes from our shift of instead of using the alert code word to using the prompt code word. Congratulations, you're the 1,000th visitor. What is your name? Carrie. Okay. So there's usually one more step when we use a prompt, which is, it's kind of like the computer is very much, it does exactly what you say. So we need to actually tell the computer that when it asks us this question, what is your name? It needs to store the answer to that question inside of a code word that we're going to create. So that sounds really complicated, but you'll recognize this syntax from your math classes, actually. What we're going to say is, we're creating a variable now. In order to do that, we use the keyword let in JavaScript. So we're going to say let the code word name equal this prompt. Now the reason why we don't put name in quotes here is we're actually defining a new program word within JavaScript. And that program word is going to equal the answer to this prompt. So there's 2 things here. What we're doing is we're saying, I'm creating a variable, and this will tell the computer to open up some space in its memory when we say let in order to store name. So open up some space in your memory, there's going to be a variable named name, and it's going to equal the user's input, the answer to this question. And what's really nice about this is now we can use this variable whenever we want. So we can alert out, we can alert out, you are a winner. Name, let's see if that works. Congratulations, you are the 1,000th visitor to this page. What is your name? My name is Carrie. You are a winner. Name, oh, it didn't do what I wanted to. And the reason why is we don't want to include this code word, name, inside of our quotes. Because the quotes basically say, treat that as like the word name, the letter's name. Instead, what we want to do is we want to say, you are a winner. And then we want to add to that whatever name has been stored inside the code word name. So you are a winner, name. And because name is no longer in quotes, what JavaScript is going to do is it's going to go back, hey, do I know the word name? And JavaScript doesn't know that word originally, but because we define that word here, JavaScript knows exactly what to put there. So let's see how this works now. Congratulations, you're the 1,000th visitor to this page. What is your name? Carrie. You are a winner, Carrie. That's so cool. Now, punctuation is a little bit off here. So what we can do is we can say, take the string, that's what we call it when we have quotes around it. Take the sentence, you are a winner, or the string, you are a winner. Add the variable, name, which stands for whatever name they input in. And we call it a variable because it can vary from running of the code to running of the code. And then we're going to add to this an exclamation point at the end. And so we're sort of building our sentence by adding the pieces. Okay, so we've done a lot here actually already. We've figured out how to output information to the user. We figured out how to get input information from the user. And now we're using that input as a variable inside of a future output statement. Let's output some more information and get some more inputs. So let's alert out. You have won. Let's actually use the name. I think it's powerful now that we have that name. So let's say, Carrie, you have won. So we'll say whatever the name is, add to that, you have won. And it's a little bit funky to use the grammar properly here because you're like, okay, well, it's hard to see what it's going to look like. So you may not know to use a comma here right away. You have won $1 million. But eventually you start to see how these things get built pretty quickly. You have $1 million. All we need is your bank account number. And I like to test my code after every line here. So that might be, oh, I reloaded the wrong code. Oh, I hope it works. I reloaded my code page instead of my REPL website. Oh no. Let's see if it works. Congratulations. I'm the 1,000th visitor. 2 alert statements. Cool, cool. What is my name? Let's change the name up this time. And this is the power of a variable. When we use a different name here, it should automatically in its memory store whatever name we put here. So it should adapt the whole website to the user. Oh, Sky is a winner. Sky, you have won $1 million. All we need is your bank account number. And I always use Sky, sorry, because that's my dog's name. All right, just when I need to change up the names. Dollars, all we need is your bank account number. And that's cool, right? It plugs Sky's name or Carrie's name or whatever name into these code word slots with name. Okay. So let's continue on here. Well, we need to get their bank account number if we're going to scam them. So if we're thinking about I need input, are we going to need an alert or a prompt? And because we're asking the user to answer a question, we need that fill in the box. So that's going to be a prompt. Please fill in your bank account number below. And the computer needs to be told, oops, I forgot a semicolon here. I guess that's what I got for reloading my page. But please fill in your bank account number below. We need to tell the computer, okay, well, don't just ask for the bank account number. Create a spot in your memory to store this. And variable names can be whatever you want with some restrictions. But we set it up like this. Okay, open up a spot in your memory. Call that spot bank. And inside of that spot, store the answer to this question. And you could call this bank account. You can't really call it 2 words though, so you might have to be clever here and use that underscore, just like we did in CSS with classes. But let bank account like that, but I'm just gonna go with let bank. And then let's use this information to just output one more thing here, which is a final alert statement, which is whatever their name is, plus we are depositing $1 million to your account. And then let's put in their number here, their account number. So I'll be adding the bank number. And then we'll finish by adding a period there. Okay, that sentence is done, but I want to continue the sentence. If you don't hear from us in 3 days, please contact us at 1-800-BIG-SCAM. And see, this is really interesting because we're using 2 different slots here, one for the name and one for the bank. And you'll notice that whenever we have these breaks in the sentence where we mix in variable names and mix in regular words, we have to use plus signs to add these strings together. All right, so let's run it. Congratulations, you're the 1,000th visitor to this page. What is your name? You are a winner. Oh, I forgot to fill my name. Oh my gosh, okay, I have to redo this, sorry. So the website doesn't have a lot of safe checks. In reality, a website might actually check to make sure you fill these things in, but we're just going simple here. You're a winner, Carrie. Carrie, you have won $1 million. All we need is your bank account number. Please fill in your account number below. Okay, cool. There it goes. Carrie, we are depositing $1 million to your bank, to your account. Okay, if you don't hear from us in 3 days, please contact us. All right, so I think we've actually replicated the functionality of the original site. So, big day today, first day of JavaScript, and we've managed to create a phishing scam, I think is what this is called, when a website looks authentic. This one doesn't even really look that authentic, but looks authentic and tricks you into giving your personal information. Bye, guys.